there's no one there. Everyone's gone. I am having such an issue connecting today. Saying rotate your... Okay, I'm not able to log on my computer. I don't know what's up with that. And obviously I've planned a lesson that is geared to, that needs a camera. This is not going to work because we cannot see the whiteboard. I've had to connect with my phone, and obviously my phone cannot do the job I want it to do because the camera is just not big enough. The camera is just not big enough for what I want to do. Why is it that everything always goes wrong in the most inconvenient time? Why? This is not happening. This is not happening. Ah. If ever there was, what's that saying? Hola, Alejandro. Un desastre auténtico. Llevo 15 minutos intentando conectarme. Imposible. Entonces al final, hola, al final me he dicho con el móvil, pero lo que pasa es que con el móvil no se ve la pizarra. Y pues necesito enseñar hoy un poco de gramática. Hola, Francisco. Hola, Fran. Un desastre con la cámara y no se ve. ¿Me puede decir alguien, por favor, si se puede ver la pizarra? Porque con este móvil se puede ver solo la mitad. Así que voy a tener que ir moviendo. Oh, really, Asla? Muchas gracias. Okay, so, ¿cómo estáis? Para empezar, ¿cómo estáis? How are you guys? Yo, la verdad es que estoy nerviosa porque llevo tantísimo tiempo intentando conectarme y no ha sido posible. Entonces vamos a empezar. Por favor, dejad el mensaje si hay alguien aquí que está estudiando GCSE Spanish o A-Level Spanish. Dejadme ahí para que sepa quién quiera ver el subjuntivo. If you want to study subjunctive, let me know. Bájalo un poquito. Dices, es que no puedo bajar la cámara un poco, porque es que es el móvil. Es que entonces es un poco difícil. Voy a tener que girarla y ya está. ¿Ok? Lo malo es que no puedo conectar con la persona que necesita la clase. Faye, lo siento, no puedo conectarte porque me gusta escucharte mientras hago la clase, pero va a ser imposible hoy. Así que ya vamos a empezar. Ok. Pues nada, as always, you know that we have to... Calma, sí. Calma. Vale, pues os digo. As always, with our endings, we have to learn them in the order that we teach you. So obviously we know the I goes first, yo, tú, ella, él o ella, nosotros, vosotros, y ellos or ellas. Okay, so that's the order we're going to do everything in as usual. So if we're doing the subjunctive, otro directo sin invitarte. Muy mal, Kerry. Estás invitado siempre, Fran. Siempre estás invitado, siempre. Vale, so what do we do? What do we do with the AR endings? For AR endings in the subjunctive, we obviously, well, before we touch the subjunctive, first of all, familiarize yourself with the present Simple. Si no sabes lo que es el indicativo y no lo manejas bien, vuelve. Okay? Go back to that and study a little bit more. Okay? And when you feel, oh, ¿te cuesta ver? A ver. ¿Y ahora? Que esto va a ser un poco difícil. ¿Lo ves mejor? ¿Lo ves mejor? Me lo decís. ¿Ok? Es que estoy complicado, estoy improvisando, porque me ha fallado la cámara. Vale, entonces, si ya entendéis lo que es el indicativo, el presente simple, o sea, el verbo voy, ir, por ejemplo, voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. If you know that, perfect. Why? Porque luego el subjuntivo va a ser mucho más fácil. ¿Okay? Mucho más fácil cuando ya sabes el presente simple, el presente del indicativo. Si eso lo entiendes, el subjuntivo te va a costar muchísimo menos. ¿Ok? Entonces, aquí tenemos las terminaciones. ¿Ok? Es, hemos, eis, en. So these are the verbs that end in AR. So your AR verbs. They might look familiar to the present tense, but the other way around, the ER and IR verbs. But be careful because these are indeed the endings for the verbs that end in AR. Okay? Now for the ER and the IR verbs, you're lucky because they don't change. They don't change because they're the same. The ER verbs and the IR verbs have exactly the same endings. So you would have the verbs ending in ER and IR, the endings would be, remember the subjects. Yo, primero, I'm first. Yo, second, tú. Él y ella, third person, singular. Plural, we, nosotros. Vosotros, you, plural. Ellos, he and she, plural. Sí. These are the endings in that order. Okay? Yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, rather. As, amos, aisan. Okay? These are your endings. If you need time to process the endings, take that time. Take that time to process the ending. Right. Give you an example. Comer. I hope we're going to have to just keep doing this just because, as I said, this is the only thing we can do. Okay? So, the ending, we'll take an ER verbs. And I'm going to explain to you. Actually, I think before I explain when you use that, I will just go over this. Okay, so comer becomes in the subjunctive. In the present indicative, I'd say yo como, I eat. Tú comes, you eat. He or she eats, come. We eat, comemos, and so on. But the subjunctive, these are the endings. It will be, that is not an O. Coma, comas, coma, comamos, comáis, coman. Okay, so this would be it. This would be your ending for the ER and the IR. Now, when do we use the subjunctive? We want to know when we use the subjunctive. When do we use the subjunctive? When do we use it? I'm going to give you an acronym, and I am sure that if you've been studying in England, in the UK rather, si llevas tiempo estudiando el español en Gran Bretaña, habrás visto esto, ¿vale? This acronym, ¿qué es? Weirdo. The subjunctive is the weirdo. Okay, it's the weirdo, es el extraño. Okay, es lo que más nos cuesta como angloparlantes. Nos cuesta muchísimo. Entonces, por eso lo ponemos. El weirdo. ¿Qué significa weirdo? Weirdo es una palabra que utilizamos mucho, que significa raro. ¿Okay? Y es cierto, es raro. Es una modalidad, es un tiempo que no es fácil para nosotros. ¿Vale? Vale, vamos a ver. Lo utilizamos para wishes. Wishes, the weirdo, wishes, los deseos. Quiero mostrar que yo deseo algo de ti. Yo deseo que me ames. I desire that you love me. Yo deseo eso. So it's a wish, it's a desire. Okay? Right. Emotions and feelings. Emotions and feelings. So you can always type. So an emotion or a feeling would be, for example, happiness. Okay? Me alegro. I'm happy. Me alegro que me digas eso. Me alegro que me digas eso. Okay? Me alegro que me digas esto is a subjunctive because I'm saying I'm happy that you're telling me this. Okay? I'm happy you're telling me this. Me alegro que me digas eso. Okay? I'm happy that you tell me this. Okay? So that's emotions. I'm talking about my feelings. Okay? Or it makes me sad that you don't love me anymore. Okay? Me hace triste que ya no me amas. Que no me ames. Okay? It makes me sad. So if it's a feeling, if it's emotions, you would use a subjunctive. Okay? When would we use it again? Impersonal expressions. What do I mean by impersonal expressions? Things like es necesario. Okay? So it's es plus an adjective plus que. So let's see. Es importante. Importante is a adjective. Que. That. It's important that, okay? Es importante que. It's important that. Que hagas tus deberes. Es importante que hagas los deberes. It's important. Es necesario. Okay? It's necessary. Es necesario que lo hagas. Okay? Other impersonal expressions. Es vital. Es vital. It's vital. Okay? Es bueno. So find an adjective, whatever adjective you want. Okay? Add es to it. Es bueno. Es malo. Es importante. Es. You tell me one. What else? Es imprescindible. Okay? Add es the adjective, and que. Then you introduce the subjunctive. Okay? Es bueno que te quedes. So it's good for you to stay. Es malo que mientas. Okay? So remember that. These are the impersonal expressions that I'm talking about. Okay? Now, the R from weirdo, request. Okay? Pedidos, recomendaciones. Lo utilizamos para expresar recomendaciones. El médico recomienda que tomes 2 pastillas todos los días. Okay? So the doctor recommends you take 2 tablets every day. It's a recommendation. So you ought to do it. That's when the subjunctive would kick in. Again, from weirdo we have D for doubts. Doubts son las dudas. Okay? Doubts or denying something. Okay? So a doubt. If I doubt something, si tengo una duda, a lo mejor digo, let's use dudo, the verb doubt. Dudo que digas la verdad. I doubt you're telling the truth. Dudo, showing doubt, or I'm showing that I don't believe you. Okay, then you would use it. And then, of course, the O from weirdo is that word que siempre enseñamos. Ojalá. Okay? Ojalá is the word that we run to. We love it. Ojalá que. Or ojalá and the word you want to put. Okay? And we translate to esa ojalá, esa palabra ojalá, means I wish, or I hope, or if only, okay? Ojalá. And we use it to talk about, the things that we want in subjunctive, okay? Give me some examples. I really don't like to do the lives on here because I can't see any of my students. I don't know who is there. And obviously you can't participate at a rhythm where I can follow you. Y eso no me gusta nada. No me gusta. Pero, y como la cámara es pequeña, es muy difícil leer lo que ponéis. Pero podéis ir poniendo frases en el subjuntivo. Y cuando termine, miraré. Okay? When I finish the live, I will check for those people who have exams, because I did see someone mention that they have an exam. Si tienes el examen el lunes o la semana que viene, pues viene bien estudiar un poco el subjuntivo, ¿ok? Pone. Please, okay. Que yo coma. Yeah, que coma. Que yo coma. That's a subjunctive, okay? So, again, so si tienes examen, if you have an exam, guys, if you have an exam and your teacher has recommended that you use the subjunctive, voy a ayudarte un poquito, okay? I'm going to help you. It's not cheating, it's just being prepared. Hay que estar preparados. Hay que estar preparados. Entonces, os voy a dar unas frases ya hechas, okay? If you absolutely must use a subjunctive, learn these. Learn these. Hay que aprender estas y así por lo menos estáis metiendo allí en la redacción o en el speaking un poco del subjuntivo, okay? It's not cheating. No es hacer trampa. Esto es estar preparado. Así que vamos a empezar. Así que me quedo con la garganta seca. Un momento. Un momento, por favor. Te pido perdón. Soy capaz de seguirte, pero puedes hablar un poco. Perdón. Sí. Hugo, hablo un poco más. Más lento en inglés. Perdón. Sí. I will try to use RP when I'm speaking in English. I naturally speak very fast. So if I continue to speak very fast, just remind me, okay? And I will slow it down. Okay. So, some ready-made sentences. Un momento, por favor. Que me gusta mucho. Sea lo que sea. Sea lo que sea. Be that as it may. Be that as it may. This is a fantastic sentence to have if you are not that comfortable with making your own sentences in the subjunctive. Okay? Be that as it may, and then you express what you want to express. Perhaps you're given an opinion, a personal opinion. Stick that on the end. Okay? Complete the sentence. Pase lo que pase. Pase lo que pasa. Pase lo que pase. Whatever happens, whatever may come, okay? No voy a cambiar de opinión, okay? Pase lo que pase. Whatever happens, this is where I stand on this. This is a fantastic sentence also, okay? And these are already made for you, okay? If you're finding the subjunctive incredibly hard, stick with these sentences. Use them in your writing. Use them in your speaking. Just learn what they mean, that you're not, and that way you're not using them in the wrong way. Okay? que yo sepa, no tiene dinero. Que yo sepa, no tiene dinero. Okay? As far as I know. Que yo sepa, as far as I know. Que esencial que no. Very good. That one's very good. Que menciones. The problem with my phones is that the comments come on and then they go really quickly. So I don't have enough time to read what you've written. I'm sorry. So you're probably going to have to do that again. Okay? So, que yo sepa is a fantastic sentence in the subjunctive. As far as I know, que yo sepa, as far as I know, él no tiene dinero. He doesn't have any money. Que yo sepa, as far as I know, que yo sepa. That's a fantastic one. That is an absolutely brilliant one to have written down. Okay? If there's anyone here who does not have a pen and you have an exam next week, go get the pen. Go and get the pen. Okay. Cueste lo que cueste. Cueste lo que cueste. Don't you just love that one? Whatever it cost, whatever the cost. Cueste lo que cueste. Tengo que ver a mi madre este año. Okay? Whatever the cost, I have to see my mother this year. That's a genuine feeling. La echo de menos. Mi madre es como mi mejor amiga y llevo muchísimo tiempo sin verla. I haven't seen my mom in ages and I need to see her. So, cueste lo que cueste, tengo que verla. Okay? Great sentence there. Great sentence. Pase lo que pase. Pase lo que pase, no, cueste lo que cueste. Guys, I think it's the light, the heat. It's getting to me. Cueste lo que cueste. Going on. Hagamos lo que hagamos. Okay? Hagamos lo que hagamos. Hagamos lo que hagamos. Whatever we do, el mundo seguirá igual. Okay? Whatever we do, the world will keep being the same. The world will continue being the same way. Well, I hope not. That was actually a terrible sentence. That was an awful sentence. That sentence was so bad because I don't believe that the world would be the same if we all do stuff. You know, we work together for change. Right. Okay. I don't know if for Spanish speakers, the English is hard when it comes to practicing these because obviously the translation is different in English. Because if you notice, when you say something in the subjunctive, we can either use the future in English or the conditional. Okay, let's find an example. Okay. Es importante. Oh, Mario says, please put the camera closer. Closer to the board. Hola, señor Sales. Fanboy. Hola. Hola, Hugo. Okay, closer. I'm going to try and put it closer. Voy a intentarlo, pero si se me cae. Ay. Es que es un poco complicado. ¿Por qué? Como os he dicho, no es nada fácil. No sé si... Es que ves, lo hago así y se me complica todo. He hecho algo y se me cambia. Es que no es nada fácil. Estoy intentando cambiarlo, pero es que es un poco complicado cambiar la cámara. ¿Por qué? ¿Esto es ¿eso es mejor? Me tenéis que decir si eso es mejor o no. Yo creo que sí, pero No lo sé. No lo sé. Yo creo que así mejor. Ah, chicos. ¿Cuánto? Lo siento. La próxima vez tenemos que hacer esto un poco más. ¿Ok? Es que es difícil. No puedo cambiarlo mucho por el hecho de que estoy usando el móvil y nunca grabo con el móvil. Nunca grabo con el móvil porque es un fastidio. ¿Ok? It is the best I can do. I cannot seem to get it any closer because it falls. ¿Ok? Se me cae. Se me cae un poquito. ¿Ok? Vamos a ver. So in the subjunctive, we have lots of irregular verbs that do not follow the endings I explained. So I explained the AR endings, the ER and the IR verbs that are the same. But as with everything, the rule doesn't always apply. So you have to learn them individually. So you have verbs like tener, to have, tener. So for tener is not just okay for you to take off the ER and put AS, amos, ais, an. No. Why? Do you know that little thing I said before about learning el presente del indicativo primero? Why is that important? I'll show you why. The verb tener, okay? To have, tener, okay? In the present simple, en el indicativo es tengo, right? Tengo 10 años. Tengo amigos. I have in the present indicative, right? So if we know the conjugation of the first person at least, then it's going to be easier for you to conjugate in the subjunctive. Look, okay? So tener in the subjunctive becomes tenga, tengas, tengamos, tengáis, tengan. Okay? Es importante que tengas cuidado. Okay? It's important for you to be careful. Es importante que tengas cuidado. It's important for you to be careful. Hola, Kiana. Hey, Mario. Hola. Es importante que tengas. So remember, los verbos irregulares hay que aprenderlos aparte. Okay? It's a lot of work, but you have to take that time to learn them individually. Okay? So, tener, to have. Tenga, tengas, tenga, tengamos, tengáis, tengan. En Latinoamérica, el tengáis, vosotros, no se utiliza, pero vivimos en Europa y los exámenes son de aquí, así que hay que aprender esta versión. Okay? So, but in the end, when you don't have any exam, you can obviously do the one you wish, do the one you find easiest. Okay? Right. So the verb ir, to go. The verb to go, ir. Obviously, again, ir is a verb that only has 2 letters. So you can't take the 2 letters away because you'll have nothing to conjugate. Hence, why it's irregular. So ir, meaning to go, in Spanish, you will conjugate it in the subjunctive as, remember in the present tense, it would be voy. Voy a llamarte. I'm going to. Voy. I go, voy. So in the subjunctive, what we would do is kind of keep that in a weird way, but it becomes, voy becomes vaya, vayas, vaya, vayamos, vayáis, vayan. Okay? Sentence. Recommendation. A recommendation. Mi médico recomienda que vayas al campo todos los días. Recomienda que vayas. So, my doctor recommends that you go to the countryside every day. It's a recommendation. Recomienda que vayas. If you notice, the que is what introduces the subjunctive. Okay? Right. Saber. I love the verb saber because it's irregular, but there's something about saber in all of the tenses that I love. Saber, to know. Saber. How do we conjugate it? Sepa, sepas, sepa, sepamos, sepáis, sepan. I think it's actually easier once you get your list of irregular verbs. You start to see the pattern, okay? You start to see the pattern, and it gets easier after a while, okay? Saber no es no, new, known. Sí, Luchi, sí. Saber es no, pero lo has conjugado tú, Lucía, lo has conjugado tú en el infinitivo, que es no, knew, que es en el pasado, supe, supiste, supo, supimos. That's what you did. And known, which is sabido. Okay, you've just given me all the different tenses. Okay, aquí estamos viendo solo el subjuntivo en español. Se puede traducir al inglés a muchas maneras. Hay muchas maneras de traducir las frases en subjuntivo. Okay, so let's see. Saber, sepa. Let's see. Let's see. Ojalá. I wish. If I was going to use I wish there, I would say ojalá supiera. I wish he knew. Okay? And supiera, I didn't want to introduce that because I feel as though that's going to complicate things. Supiera is the imperfect. Okay? Le viene 10 en el examen para mí. Se viene 10. Ojalá se viene, cojas un 10. I would be so happy. Lucía, porque te lo mereces. Siempre estudias mucho y me da muchísimo gusto. Okay, so, se me ha olvidado lo que decía. Ojalá, dame una frase a alguien, por favor, con ojalá, saber. Ojalá supiera cuánto lo quiero. Ojalá supiera. Okay, so that's actually another one, but it's not the present. It's actually the imperfect. And I don't want to touch that today. I don't want to touch the imperfect, and I don't want to touch the plus imperfecto, the pluscuamperfecto, porque eso necesita una clase solo para explicar eso, y lo voy a hacer en el futuro. En un futuro lo haré, ¿ok? Ojalá hubiera hecho esto, ¿ves? Pluscuamperfecto. This is still the subjunctive, but it's not the present. Okay? The subjunctive, it doesn't just come in the present. It's not el presente del subjuntivo, and then you have el imperfecto del subjuntivo. Okay? There are layers to this. Okay? Hay partes distintas que hay que aprender. Y no os quiero agobiar con todo a la vez. Because it's very stressful. It's a lot to take on. Okay, so, haber, to have, the verb haber, it's one of the important verbs. Haber, to have. Why is it so important? Well, it's an auxiliary verb. It's a helping verb. We use it to conjugate. We use it to talk about the present perfect. For example, I have eaten. I have gone. All of these constructions need the verb have to make it perfect. I have gone. I have lived. El presente perfecto requiere el verbo haber. So, in the subjunctive, you see haber. Haber is haya, hayas, haya, hayamos, hayáis, hayan. You cannot see it. No lo veis, no lo veis, no lo veis, porque la pizarra, como he dicho, es mi móvil, porque la cámara ha decidido que no va a funcionar, así que lo tenemos que hacer así. ¿Vale? Es un desastre de live, pero que sepáis que estoy intentando porque quiero que aprobéis el examen. I want you to pass. There you go. I want you to pass. Quiero que aprobéis. Aprobar, to pass, ends in AR. Quiero que aprobéis. Okay? You see? Ay, ay, ay. Quiero que aprobéis. Aprobar, to pass. I want you to pass the exam. Quiero que aprobéis el examen. I do, porque sé que tenéis examen la semana que viene. Quiero que aprobéis. Quiero que seáis felices. Quiero que seáis felices. Soy andaluz de Almería. But this is good practice for year 9 at the moment. Jenny, good. I am glad you'll find it useful. You will. Me can understand the language. Agabufi, that. Go on, me have Jamaican night house too. Perdón, un poco de jamaicano. Que me gusta usarlo de vez en cuando. ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre utilizar will y utilizar be going to? Vale. Eso no es un subjuntivo, pero lo explico. Okay, you use going to in English para explicar algo que vas a hacer en el futuro, ¿ok? O sea, es algo que estás planeando hacer. No es algo que... Vale, con el will, por ejemplo, es del futuro, pero es como ahora. Por ejemplo, si alguien toca la puerta, diré, I'll get it. I will get it. I will get it. Yo lo abro, ¿ok? Mientras el going to es diciendo, voy a hacer esto. La semana que viene, voy a hacer tal cosa. Going to. I am going to. Para eso. ¿Ok? Nada. You ask me and I will explain. Because I do realize that there is a mix of students who perhaps I teach English to. And then there are obviously kids who I also teach Spanish to. So there's a mix. So sometimes we have to jiggle it about and we have to do both ways. It's okay. I'm here for everybody. Okay. Your favorite cousin from the UK. Which one that then? Tengo muchas. ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre vaya y venga? Okay, vaya, tan linda. Vaya comes from the verb to go. Okay, so vaya is from the verb to go. Okay, has nothing to do with venga. Venga comes from the verb to come, venir. Okay, for example, no vengas a mi casa más. Okay, no quiero que vengas a mi casa más. Okay, I don't want you to come to my house anymore. No quiero que vengas a mi casa más. Okay, I don't want you to come to my house anymore. You're too nosy. You're too nosy. Whereas, vaya is, for example, if I say, Quiero que te vayas. Quiero que te vayas. I want you to go. I want you to go. Quiero que te vayas. You see, I'm in my feelings right now, okay? Again, emotions. What did we say initially? That we use the subjunctive to express emotions. So if I'm saying, I don't want something, or I want something, I can introduce the subjunctive, okay? No quiero que me hables así, okay? From Trowbridge. Someone's from Trowbridge. ¿Qué puede ser? ¿Quién puede ser? Ok, Luchi, vete a estudiar. Nos vemos pronto. Okay? Nos vemos pronto. My cousin, I think it's Edwin. Que te quiero mucho. Mwah. I love you lots. Te quiero mucho. Primo. Okay. I just went off topic and I've completely lost chain of thought. What was I saying? ¿Qué decía? Alguien, dime. ¿Qué decía? Okay. ¿Qué decía? Okay, yeah, so if I'm in my feelings, I'm talking about something that makes me emotional, I'm going to use the subjunctive. No quiero. That's negative as well. We use it for negatives. No quiero que me hables. I don't want you to speak to me. No quiero, because I don't want that. Okay? You see? Emotions. Okay? What else? Request, or we've done request, wishes. I wish he would come. Ojalá viniera. Okay, and that's the imperfect again. I recommend that you study the subjunctive, the imperfect, del subjuntivo, el imperfecto, because that is commonly used also. Okay, so I think I've covered most of what I wanted to cover. So tan linda, vaya comes from to go. Venga comes from venir, which is to come. Okay, so no quiero que te vayas, I don't want you to go, or no quiero que vengas más, I don't want you to come back here. No vengas más. Okay? It's a wish of mine. No quiero que vengas más. Or maybe it's a recommendation. Yo recomiendo que no vengas más. I recommend you don't come anymore. Okay? Quiero que te vayas. Very good. Ojalá que viniera. Ojalá viniera. Yes, but it's not the present anymore. You see, ojalá viniera is not the present. It's now it is now the imperfect. Okay? Because it's a wish. Do you see? Ojalá viniera pronto. Ojalá viniera. You're wishing he would come. He would come. I wish he would come. Do you see? Ojalá viniera. Okay? It just takes a little bit of time to practice, and then it will come. I promise it will come. It will come. It will come. It'll absolutely come. Okay, I'm going to, Tan Linda, because I know you sometimes struggle with this. So I'm going to give you one, and please put it in the chat how you would say that. I doubt he is able to visit. No, I doubt he's able to come to the party. Can you put that in the chat? I doubt he's able to come. Ojalá, oh, okay. That's a good question, actually, Tan Linda. Ojalá without que? There is actually a lot of debate about ojalá and que. This is a fight that the Spaniards have. Let's not get in between them and that little fight they have going on. We have those problems in English as well. Let's not get mixed up with that. It's a Spanish fight, okay? Right. There was a massive discussion. I mean, when I was studying, we were told that ojalá shouldn't have a K on it, but then other teachers taught it that it should have a K. So who knows what's right and what's wrong? Both are used. Ojalá and ojalá que, both. I cannot tell you it's incorrect because I learned both ways also. Ojalá que llueva. Ojalá no venga. It doesn't always have que, but it does. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Dudo que pueda ir a la fiesta. Dudo que pueda ir a la fiesta. Yeah, good. Muy bien, tan linda. Perfecto. Okay. Yeah, recommendation. Let's see. So remember, this is very, very important. The impersonal expressions. If you have an exam, get them down. I had a massive list with these. Write them down. Okay, the impersonal expressions are, write them down if you don't have them. Es importante que. Okay, it's important that. Es bueno que. It's good that. The opposite. What's the opposite? Es malo que. Es malo que. Es malo que mientas tanto. It's bad that you lie so much. Okay, I love this one. Es una lástima que. Es una lástima que. It's a pity that. Es una lástima que no pueda caminar. Okay? It's a pity he can't walk. Or it's a pity he's not able to walk. Es una lástima que no pueda, no venga, no vaya, no coma, no vea. Put the sentence you want to put on it, okay? Dudo que sea capaz de ir a la fiesta. That's okay, but I think there's an easy way to say that, okay? Good. Es imposible que seas mi padre. Imposible. You never heard that one, right? Es imposible. So it's impossible. Can you save the line? It's okay. I think it automatically saves. Is it Nika or Nika? Okay, I think so. Okay, yeah, it will automatically save onto YouTube anyways. Okay. Es extraño. Okay, it's strange. Es extraño que me digas eso. Okay, es extraño. It's strange that you say this to me. Es extraño que me digas esto. Why would you say that to me? That's just strange. Es extraño. Okay, right. Es justo. It's fair. Es justo. Justo, I like this word for you. Es justo. Okay, it's fair that. Es justo. Es justo que te castiguen. Okay? That just sounded so horrible. Es justo que te castiguen. Okay, it's fair for them to punish you. Okay, it just came out, guys. Sometimes random things come out. Es justo que te castiguen. It's fair that they punish you because you've done something bad. Okay, es justo. Or the opposite would be injusto. Just add an in front of the justo. Es injusto. It's unfair. Es injusto que te echen la culpa. Es injusto que te echen la culpa. It's unfair that they blame you. It's not your fault. No es tu culpa. No es tu culpa. It's not your fault. Así que es injusto que te culpen. Okay? It's just unfair. So all of these words, these sentences that I've just given you are impersonal expressions. Okay? So where it comes from, the weirdo. The third point, impersonal expressions. Remember, weirdo means weirdo, el bicho raro. The subjunctive is indeed a weird one. So, el bicho raro del subjuntivo, we have weirdo, W, wishes, okay? Deseos, okay? Cosas que tú quieres, tú quieres expresar, okay? Que tú quieres porque lo quieres. Yo quiero que me digas la verdad. I wish for you to tell me the truth. I want you to tell me the truth. That's my wish. Weirdo. Second point, emotions. I don't like. That's expressing my feeling. I don't like. No me gusta. No me gusta que me digas mentira. No me gusta que me digas mentiras. I don't like when you tell me lies. I don't like you lying to me. No me gusta. Impersonal expressions like es necesario, es imprescindible, es bueno, es malo, es injusto, es justo. All of these sentences are impersonal, okay? Right. Requests and recommendations, okay? Recomiendo que estudies más, okay? It's a recommendation because, well, it's recomendable. Es recomendable que hagas caso. It's recommendable that you listen. Que hagas caso. I love that one, actually. Write that down. Hacer caso is to pay attention or to listen. Hacer caso. And doubt. Dudo que vaya. I doubt I'll go. Dudo que vaya. And the last one, which is ojalá. And that, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the session on subjunctive. I hope you found this lesson useful. And if you need anything at all, no es justo que me castiguen. Yeah, that was a good one. If in the future you need anything, just leave me a note and I will try to do a video on that. The perfect tense, absolutely. I will do one as soon as I can. And with that, pues voy a terminar la clase porque yo creo que hemos hecho todo. Y con eso, pues, os voy a dejar porque, pues, nada, esto ha sido una sesión cortita. Y más que nada para preparar las personas que están estudiando español, porque sé lo difícil que es cuando estás estudiando y hay un tema o un punto de gramática que no entiendes. Ayuda mucho tener alguien que te lo explique fuera de clase. So, guys, with that, I'm going to leave you. Gracias por estar. Me lo he pasado súper bien. Así que, nada, con eso os dejo. Gracias por estar. Thank you so much for joining. Espero que tengas buena noche tú también, tan linda. Espero que hayas entendido la clase. Espero que hayas entendido todo. Un beso. Gracias, chicos. Gracias por estar. Hasta pronto.